Hi there, Ken here. I figured I'd take some time to talk about something that I don't normally discuss without joking, and that is my personal religious beliefs. Now, um, for those of you confused because you've seen my Twitter feed and my Facebook posts, yes, I do actually have religious beliefs. Um, I know a lot of what I say and do would lead people to think that I'm an atheist. For good reason. I'm really not a fan of organized religion. That being said, um, I am a religious person to a degree. Uh, what do I mean by this? Well, let's stop and take a moment to discuss the role of religion in life and society. Religion is a tool created by people to help them cope with things that they don't know. So, back in the day, they had gods for the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, the ground, water, lightning, rain, etc. And it was because they didn't understand how these things worked or what they were. And religion, being the tool that it is, helped fill in those gaps. Now, religion today should play a less significant role. Because we understand so much more. And we keep learning more as time goes by. So, the role of religion should start to diminish. Now, one aspect that a lot of people still need religion for is, you know, why we become what we are. What is our soul? And what happens to that soul afterward? Now, I have no answers on that personally, because that's a lot of there's a lot of variables that go into that, and I am not learned enough to discuss such things. Um, Anywho, this leads us into what I do believe, and I personally am a literary creationist. Now, this is a lot different than a literal creationist because, I don't think that the whole of the universe was created within the span of 7 days. And, the length of those 7 days has been argued because what is 7 days to a god as compared to humans? And, that's just on the Christianity side. You have all these different uh, creation myths and stories for, the Norse and the Native Americans and everyone. Literary creationism is to say that when you write a story, you are creating a universe. So every story that there is a window to another universe, and the author of that story is the god of it. So one of the significant impacts of this is to say that the story of any particular universe cannot exist within that universe. So if you wanted to read the book that was about ours, and find out if Earth is even in the main plot, you would have to go outside of our universe to find it. And what that means is that all these religious texts that we have do not apply to us. They are stories created to give a guideline. And, where someone could just say, oh yeah, well, society should just be based off this, 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 and this. The person actually put those standards to a story. thus creating another universe in which those standards apply as their laws, how nature works, how the world works, and everything. So, as I said, to find out, to find the story that is the basis of our laws of nature and physics and the universe and everything, we would have to go outside of our universe. And, you know, being a writer, I feel extremely terrible about the lives that I have ruined in my stories, because I look at it and I look at, you know, this belief system I have, and it's like, I am a terrible god. But, you know, I get this itch to write. And, you know, maybe it's not that I'm creating the universe, maybe it's just that I'm, you know, showing other people what is in it. Because when I write, it's as if I'm getting the story from the characters and I'm just writing it down. But, you know, I've written many different stories throughout my life. And, you know, it's hard not to think, well, what the hell am I doing to these people? So, that is my personal belief. You know, a lot of people know that I wear a pentagram, or pentacle, I can't remember which it is anymore. But I've had this since I graduated boot camp, and the symbolism that it holds is only as potent as the power that people give it. So, you know, a lot of people view it as the symbol of Satan, and others know it is the symbol of, well, this one in particular would be the horned god of fertility, and if it were the other way around, it would be the sign of Venus, because the planet Venus makes a perfect pentagram in the night sky over the period of 8 years, which is what the Olympics used to be based on. But that's running away from the point. Religion, for me, is a very personal thing. I do not think that it should be brought up lightly in polite conversation, unless, you know, you're asked about it, at which point it's fair game. So, you know, when people post religious stuff on my Facebook, I take that as they're saying, have at it. And so, you know, I do my little counter. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that I see that people post is really sad. Like, the other day, someone posted that the only reason they made it through their life so far was because of God. And, you know, right off the bat, you can see why that is a terrible way to look at things, because there are so many different factors in your life and so many different things to live for. I mean, you've got your family, you've got your friends, you've got, you know, your career, if that's something that drives you. You've got, you know, your health, you've got years ahead of you. That is definitely something to live for, at least in my opinion. Uh, I still want to live for another 80 years. So, but, you know, seeing stuff like that really hurts me on a profound level, because it's just like, there is so much more out there. There is so much to see, so much to do. And if you're saying that if you didn't have God, that you would have no reason to live, I I do not want to be part of a religion that, you know, views life that way, because that sounds very self-destructive. You know, I look at life as a series of lessons. You know, you have all these things that you have to learn within the span of your life, and then you move on to the next one. And, you know, for some people, they don't really have much to live, which, you know, you have children that die as they're being born. And, you know, I look at that as, well, they've learned the most important lesson of that life is to, you know, come into it. And, you know, that makes it a little easier. I know it's kind of a cheat, I guess. A lot of people could say that I'm kidding myself about it, and maybe I am. You know, I am an agnostic polytheist. I like the idea that there are, you know, other beings out there, the author of our universe, but I also don't really think they have too much power over us. I mean, we give them the power that they have, just like symbols. And, you know, if you give something too much power, then it can be corrupted. I mean, look at all the infighting we have over religions. We have people disagreeing over which religion is right and which one is wrong. I mean, if you look at it, technically, they're all right and wrong simultaneously. I mean, they all have the same basic lessons. It's just how those lessons are interpreted or how they're written. And it just comes down to, you know, my words are better than yours. And that is a really petty way to look at things. Now, I'm not saying that my religion is right. There is a high probability that I am wrong. And I am more than willing to accept that. You know, you give me proof counter, and hey, I'm good with that. The thing about religions and gods is that you can't really prove nor disprove their existence. And so it becomes this paradox. It's Schrodinger's God. It both exists and doesn't exist at the same time. And, you know, you can't just go, hey God, I know you exist, but they don't. So, you know, could you give them some proof? And, you know, what you view as proof may not be viewed the same way as others. So, you know, what you interpret as a sign, other people interpret as coincidence, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We don't know. And that's the whole point, is we don't know. So, you know, if you have your beliefs, hey, that's cool. They're your beliefs. You should not be imposing them upon other people. As I said before, religion is a very personal, very private thing, at least in my personal view. So, you know, if you come knocking at my door asking me if I found Jesus Christ, I'm going to start preaching at you about literary creationism. Be ready for it. It's going to happen. Anywho, thank you for taking the time to listen to me ramble about this for the past 15 minutes. If you like the video, please feel free to hit like. It's always appreciated. And, you know, if you want to subscribe, you know, the subscribe button's down there somewhere. And, again, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying that I want you to, or that I need you to. Because, it's really up to you. It's your life, dude. Live it. But anywho, I'm going to end this here, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.